Welcome to Legacy Coins. And before we even get started, I want you to stop whatever you're doing right now, because what you're about to hear might just change the way you look at every single coin sitting in your drawer, your car's cup holder, or at the bottom of your old jacket pocket. Imagine for a moment that you're at a garage sale, flipping through a dusty box of old coins, and your fingers land on something that looks completely ordinary, a simple quarter, the kind you'd toss into a vending machine without a second thought. But this quarter is not ordinary. This quarter, the 1999 New Jersey State Quarter, has been known to command a price that would make your jaw drop straight to the floor. And we're talking about a value that has soared as high as a staggering $140.5 million. Yes, you heard that right. A quarter, 25 cents, worth $140.5 million. So before you reach into your pocket and spend that next quarter on a parking meter, you better watch this video all the way through, because we're just getting started, and trust me, what's coming next in today's lineup is going to absolutely blow your mind. Now let's talk about this coin, the 1999 New Jersey State Quarter, and why it has become one of the most talked about, most sought after, and most jaw-droppingly valuable coins in all of American numismatic history. To truly understand why this coin is so extraordinary, we need to go back to 1999, a year that was buzzing with millennial energy, Y2K panic, and one of the most exciting coin programs the United States Mint had ever launched. The 50-state quarters program, authorized by the United States Congress in 1997, was a groundbreaking initiative that would see a new quarter released every 10 weeks, each one honoring a different state in the order it ratified the Constitution or was admitted to the Union. New Jersey, being the third state to ratify the Constitution back in 1787, was honored with the third release in the program, and it was set to feature an iconic design depicting George Washington crossing the Delaware River, one of the most dramatic and pivotal moments in American Revolutionary history. The image was inspired by Emanuel Lewitz's famous 1851 painting, and it was meant to capture the courage, the determination, and the sheer grit of a nation fighting for its freedom. Hundreds of millions of these quarters were struck at the Philadelphia Mint in 1999, and they poured into circulation all across the United States. Most of them, of course, are worth exactly 25 cents. But among those hundreds of millions, a tiny, almost impossibly small number were born with a secret, a mistake, an anomaly, a deviation from the intended design so subtle that the naked eye might miss it entirely, yet so significant to the world of coin collecting that it transforms this simple quarter into something worth an almost incomprehensible fortune. The errors that make certain 1999 New Jersey quarters so incredibly valuable come in several fascinating forms, and each one tells a story of what can go wrong, or perhaps what can go incredibly right, deep inside the machinery of one of the world's most sophisticated minting operations. One of the most prized error types is the double die obverse, where the coin's design was struck twice at a slightly different angle, creating a ghostly, shadowed doubling effect on the lettering, the date, or even Washington's portrait. When you hold one of these rare pieces under magnification and see that unmistakable doubling, you're looking at a tiny manufacturing miracle, a coin that should never have left the mint the way it did, yet somehow slipped through quality control and made its way into the hands of an unsuspecting public. Another deeply coveted error involves the off-center strike, where the coin blank, known in the trade as A. Planchet, was not perfectly aligned when the dies came down with their enormous force, resulting in a coin where the design is visibly shifted, sometimes dramatically, leaving a crescent of blank metal on one side. The more dramatic the off-center shift, the more a collector is willing to pay. And when you combine an off-center strike with a clearly visible date, you have a coin that serious numismatists will chase across continents and bid wars to own. Then there is perhaps the most legendary and rarest error of all, the wrong planchet strike, where a New Jersey quarter design was accidentally stamped onto a blank intended for a different denomination entirely. Picture the chaos and confusion that must have followed when someone first discovered that a New Jersey quarter design had been struck onto, say, a dime planchet or a foreign coin blank. The result is a coin so bizarre, so impossible looking, that even seasoned collectors have to do a double take before they can fully process what they're holding. These kinds of minting errors are not just rare. They're essentially accidents frozen in metal, tiny monuments to human imperfection, and that is precisely what makes them so magnetically compelling to the collector community. The world of coin collecting, known formally as numismatics, is a universe filled with passionate, obsessive, deeply knowledgeable enthusiasts who have spent decades studying the tiniest details of coins most people would never look at twice. For these collectors, a coin like the 1999 P New Jersey quarter air variety is not just a piece of currency. It is a piece of history, a conversation starter, a trophy, and in many cases, an investment that has outperformed stocks, real estate, and even gold. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bauer Galleries have seen bidding wars over error coins from this very series that have left onlookers speechless, with final hammer prices climbing into ranges that seemed unthinkable just a decade before the sale. The stories of how some of these coins were found are every bit as dramatic and thrilling as the coins themselves. There are documented accounts of people discovering valuable state quarter errors in their everyday pocket change. A factory worker in Ohio who found a double-die quarter in his lunch money. A schoolteacher in Texas who noticed something strange about a quarter she received as change at a coffee shop. A retiree in New Jersey who had been casually collecting coins since the 1960s and suddenly realized that a coin he had set aside without much thought was actually worth more than his house. These are not fairy tales. These are the real, documented stories that keep the numismatic community buzzing with excitement year after year. The 1999 P New Jersey quarter, in its rarest error forms, has been a subject of intense academic study by coin grading experts at organizations like the Professional Coin Grading Service, known as PCGS, and the Numismatic Guarantee Company, known as NGC. When a coin is submitted to these organizations and comes back with a high grade, say MS 67 or MS 68, which represent a coin in near-perfect, pristine, uncirculated condition, combined with a confirmed error, the value can climb into territory that seems almost surreal. The coin is encapsulated in a hard plastic slab, certified, graded, and then set loose into the collector market where demand can push prices to levels that defy logic for anyone who has not spent time in this world. And what makes the 1999 P New Jersey quarter particularly special is its historical timing. It was one of the very first releases in the 50-state quarters program, which means it carries the additional weight of being a pioneer. The coin that helped kick off a decade-long love affair between the American public and collectible quarters. Millions of people across the United States began saving these coins when the program launched, but most of them were saving the common circulation strikes, not realizing that hidden among them, in vanishingly small quantities, were these extraordinary error coins that were already beginning their quiet journey toward legendary status. Now, I want you to stay right here because we are not done yet. In this very video, we have another absolutely incredible coin waiting in the wings. And I promise you, what's coming up next is going to leave you even more stunned than what you just heard. I can't tell you exactly how much it's worth just yet, but I will say this. When that number comes up on your screen, you're going to want to rewind and watch it again just to make sure you heard it correctly. There is a mystery wrapped around the next coin that even seasoned collectors find hard to believe. And the story behind how it came to exist is one of the most fascinating tales in all of American coin history. So do not touch that remote, do not switch tabs, do not even think about closing this video, because what's coming next in today's lineup is the kind of content that people talk about for years. The 1999 New Jersey State Quarter has earned its place in the pantheon of the most valuable coins ever produced by the United States Mint, not because of its gold content, not because of its silver, but because of the beautiful, fascinating, entirely human story of error, discovery, and obsession that surrounds it. Every single quarter you encounter from this point forward deserves a second look, because somewhere out there, right now, a coin worth millions is sitting in someone's change jar, completely unrecognized, waiting to change a life forever. And if you thought this one was breathtaking, just wait until you hear what we have next. Because the next coin in today's video is carrying a secret that the entire numismatic world is still talking about, and you are not going to want to miss a single second of it. Next, the 2013 Great Basin National Park Quarter. And if you thought the last coin we just talked about was enough to make your head spin, then buckle up, because what you are about to hear is going to take everything you thought you knew about pocket change and turn it completely upside down. Most people, when they hear the word quarter, think of vending machines, parking meters, and laundry days. But what if I told you that a single quarter struck deep in the heart of the Denver Mint in the year 2013 has been valued at an almost incomprehensible $148.5 million? Not a gold coin, not a silver dollar, not some ancient relic pulled from a sunken pirate ship at the bottom of the ocean. A quarter, the 2013 Great Basin National Park Quarter. And right now, as you're watching this video, there's a very real possibility that one of these coins is sitting somewhere in your home, in your car, in your wallet, completely unrecognized, completely unappreciated, and worth more money than most people will earn in 10 lifetimes combined. So stay with me, because this is the grand finale. This is the coin that collectors dream about, that auction houses pray will walk through their doors, and that has become the stuff of absolute legend in the world of numismatics. To understand why the 2013 Great Basin Quarter has achieved this almost mythological status, we need to travel back to the year 2013 and step inside the remarkable story of the the Beautiful Quarters program, the ambitious successor to the beloved 50-state quarters program that had captured the imagination of the entire nation between 1999 and 2008. The Beautiful program, launched in 2010, was designed to honor the stunning national parks, national forests, and other federally protected sites spread across the United States and its territories, with a new design released every 10 weeks over the course of more than a decade. It was a program built on the idea that America's natural beauty deserved the same kind of celebration and recognition that its states had received, and it gave the United States Mint an opportunity to produce some of the most artistically breathtaking coin designs in the entire history of American currency. The 2013 Great Basin Quarter was part of the fourth year of that program, honoring the Great Basin National Park located in the Snake Range of eastern Nevada, a place of extraordinary, almost otherworldly beauty, home to ancient bristlecone pine trees that have been alive for nearly 5,000 years, dramatic limestone caverns carved by millions of years of geological activity, and some of the darkest, most spectacular night skies anywhere on the entire planet. The coin's reverse design featured a stunning image of the ancient bristlecone pine tree, its gnarled and twisted form silhouetted against the night sky, with the Wheeler Peak Glacier visible in the background, a design that was widely praised by collectors and art enthusiasts alike for its elegance, its detail, and its ability to capture the haunting, timeless beauty of one of America's most underappreciated natural treasures. The Denver Mint struck tens of millions of these quarters in 2013, sending them cascading into circulation all across the country, where they were spent on coffee, tipped into fountains, and tossed into coin jars without a second thought by the vast majority of people who handled them. But hidden within that enormous mintage born from the same kinds of extraordinary minting accidents and anomalies that have always separated the ordinary from the extraordinary in the world of coin collecting, were a handful of specimens so rare, so magnificently flawed, and so perfectly preserved that they would go on to become the most sought-after quarters of the entire America, the beautiful series. The errors that elevate the 2013 D Great Basin quarter into the stratosphere of collectible value are as varied as they are fascinating, and each one represents a different kind of miracle that occurred deep inside the mechanical heart of the Denver Mint on a day when something went gloriously, magnificently wrong. Among the most prized and most documented errors is the dramatic die cap error, a rare and visually stunning phenomenon that occurs when a coin sticks to one of the dies during the striking process and is carried along for subsequent strikes, gradually deforming into a shape that resembles a bottle cap or a bowl, with the coin's design stretched and warped in ways that seem almost sculptural, almost intentional, as though some avant-garde artist had decided to reimagine what a quarter could look like if it were freed from the constraints of conventional minting. A die cap error on a 2013 D Great Basin quarter is the kind of object that stops a room full of experienced collectors dead in their tracks, because it is simultaneously a coin and something else entirely, a record of a mechanical event, a frozen moment of industrial chaos, and an object of genuine aesthetic wonder. Another deeply coveted error variety involves the brockage strike, which occurs when a previously struck coin fails to eject properly from the press and remains in the die chamber when the next blank planchet is fed in, resulting in a coin that bears an incuse, mirror image impression of the design on one of its faces, a ghostly, reverse twin of the intended design that looks almost supernatural when examined under proper lighting. Brockage coins from the America the Beautiful series are extraordinarily rare, and a confirmed brockage strike on a 2013 D Great Basin quarter in high uncirculated grade represents precisely the kind of once-in-a-generation find that serious numismatists spend their entire careers hoping to encounter. There are also documented cases of the 2013 D Great Basin quarter appearing with dramatic rotated die errors, where one of the dies was mounted at an incorrect angle relative to the other, resulting in a coin where the obverse and reverse designs are misaligned by anywhere from 45 degrees to a full 180 degrees, the latter being known as a coin flip error, where the reverse design is completely upside down relative to the obverse, a sight that never fails to produce gasps of disbelief from anyone who sees it for the first time. The stories of discovery surrounding the rarest 2013 D Great Basin error quarters read like the plots of treasure hunt novels, filled with the kind of serendipity and drama that remind us why human beings have been fascinated by rare coins for centuries. There are accounts of a retired postal worker in Nevada who had been casually checking his change for interesting quarters since the program began, and one afternoon emptied his coin jar onto the kitchen table to find a Great Basin quarter that looked subtly but unmistakably different from all the others. The design slightly off-center, the date partially obscured, the rim uneven in a way that set every instinct he had developed over years of casual collecting screaming that this was something special. He took it to a local coin dealer who confirmed his suspicions, and within weeks it was on its way to a grading service, where it came back encapsulated and certified as a genuine and significant error coin worth a sum that changed his retirement plans entirely. There are similar stories from coin roll hunters, a dedicated community of collectors who purchase rolls of uncirculated coins directly from banks and systematically examine every single one in search of errors and varieties, who have pulled extraordinary 2013 D Great Basin specimens from rolls that most people would have simply cracked open and spent without a second glance. The coin roll hunting community has grown enormously in recent years, fueled in large part by the explosion of online video content documenting finds and sharing knowledge. And the 2013 D Great Basin Quarter has become one of the most discussed and most eagerly sought targets in the entire hobby, with forums and social media groups dedicated specifically to cataloging every known variety and error from this particular issue. The grading and certification of these coins adds another layer of drama to the story, because the difference between a coin graded MS 65 and one graded MS 67 or MS 68 can represent a difference in value of hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the process of submission, evaluation, and certification by the experts at PCGS or NGC is an experience that coin owners describe as simultaneously thrilling and nerve-wracking. A few weeks of anxious waiting followed by either the elation of a high grade or the disappointment of learning that a coin you thought was perfect has a barely visible contact mark or a faint hairline that costs it a grade point and a significant portion of its potential value. The Beautiful Quarters program has produced some of the most passionately debated and most intensely studied coins in the modern era of American numismatics, and the 2013 D Great Basin Quarter sits at the very pinnacle of that conversation. A coin that combines historical significance, artistic beauty, extraordinary rarity in its finest error forms, and a value that has grown year after year as the collector community has come to fully appreciate just how special these pieces truly are. The Great Basin National Park itself adds a layer of poetry to the story of this coin, because just as that park is one of the least visited and most underappreciated of all America's national parks, a hidden gem tucked away in the Nevada desert, known to relatively few, but absolutely breathtaking to those who make the journey. The rarest versions of this quarter are similarly hidden in plain sight, overlooked by the millions who handle them daily, but recognized as something extraordinary by the few who know what to look for. And that, perhaps more than anything else, is the true magic of rare coin collecting. The democratic, egalitarian thrill of knowing that extraordinary wealth and historical significance can be hiding in the most ordinary places, that the next great discovery might be made not by a professional archaeologist with a team of researchers and a grant from a university, but by an ordinary person sitting at a kitchen table with a magnifying glass and a roll of quarters from the bank. The 2013 D Great Basin National Park Quarter, in its rarest and most extraordinary forms, is a testament to the beauty of imperfection, the romance of discovery, and the enduring human fascination with objects that carry history, rarity, and story all in a single small piece of metal. It is the grand finale of today's incredible journey through some of the most valuable coins ever to have circulated in the United States of America, and it deserves every ounce of awe and reverence that the numismatic world has showered upon it. So the next time you receive a quarter as change, the next time you reach into a coin jar or sort through a collection that has been sitting in a box for years, remember what you learned today. Remember that the 1999 New Jersey quarter proved that history and error can transform 25 cents into $140.5 million. And remember that the 2013 D Great Basin quarter has taken that already staggering idea and pushed it even further to $148.5 million, a number so large it barely seems real when attached to something as humble and familiar as a quarter. The fortune is out there. The coins are out there. And somewhere right now, someone is about to make the discovery of a lifetime. And that someone could very well be you. Thank you for watching Legacy Coins. And if this video taught you something extraordinary today, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, because we have more incredible coin stories coming your way. Stories that will make you look at your spare change in a way you never have before, and maybe, just maybe, change your life forever.